$337,000 for an online coach in 8 days. How did we do it? Now, you probably came to this video thinking that I'm going to be showing some secret offer that we created, or a secret funnel hack, or a new type of funnel, or a new sales process, or even like a webinar hack or something like that. But I can tell you now, you can shove your webinar hacks up your fucking ass, because it doesn't matter what offer you have, what funnel you have, what sales process you take someone through, what your friggin' traffic source is. The way we made 337K for our client in 8 days, and the way any funnel or sales process makes money, is by this one thing. And before I dive in and show you what that one thing is, obviously you can see here, this is the account. We did $337,357 from Feb 20th to Feb 28th. Now you might be thinking, oh Sam, that says Feb 2022. This isn't a relevant case study anymore, it's just an old result. Well, the whole point of this video is to show you this one thing which is timeless. It'll work a year ago, it'll work today, it worked 10 years ago, and it'll work in 20 years time. Plus you can just go to my channel and see all the other videos that I post showing you real-time results from clients at the agency. So the one thing that allowed us to make over 300K in 8 days was the ability to break beliefs. Because every decision process that happens, every purchase that happens from your customers, they all come as a result of a change in beliefs. Beliefs about themselves, beliefs about your product, beliefs about your company, beliefs about the market, beliefs about the past experience, the belief around the potential to get the future results. And your whole marketing and sales process should be carefully crafted to ensure that you break the false beliefs of your prospects, so then you empower them to actually take action. And it's not just marketing and sales and buyer behavior. It happens in every part of our life. So for example, you're in a club, or you're on the street, or you're just out with your friends. You see a hot girl. Why don't you go up and speak to them? It's because you have beliefs in your mind of what will happen if you were to do that. Maybe she would say no. Maybe you would look stupid. Maybe she has a boyfriend. Maybe you believe you would fumble your words. Whatever it is, whatever the scenario, we have all these preconceived beliefs in our minds that stop us from taking a certain action. And it's our job as marketers to break those beliefs so our customers do take the required action, which in most cases for businesses, it is to buy your product. And this is a really relevant thing for me. So for example, in the summer of 2021, I was living in Barcelona, and I was at the beach one Saturday with one of my friends. We were having some food just at the beachfront. And as we were having our food and we were eating, we saw this guy. And this guy, within the space of probably like 20 to 30 minutes, he went up to about 20 plus girls and asked for the number. Now, I'm not here to judge, but this guy wasn't anything special. He looked a bit weird. He had like really messy hair. He had this like wavy shirt on, which was kind of cool, but it was like fully unbuttoned. So not only his chest was out, but like most of his stomach was as well. And like, I don't know people's taste, but he didn't look like the most normal guy in the world. And to me anyway, he looked a little bit strange. But what was impressive was he just literally was relentless in his pursuit. And just every minute or so, he was going up to a new girl and getting their number. And that was the impressive thing. I would say like 90+% of the girls that we saw him go up to, they would give him their number. Now, I've got some of the worst game in the world. So going up to a girl and asking for their number in the street isn't something I would like naturally do. It's not something I would be comfortable doing. And I was chatting to my friend about it, and we were like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like, he literally doesn't give a shit whatsoever, and look, he's not even that good looking of a guy, and he's going up and he's getting these hot girls' numbers. So we get on with the rest of our day, and then the next day I'm training with the same mate in the gym, and we're in the gym, and then this girl walks in, and there's this girl who I've seen there. She's been there a few times, and I say to my mate, oh, that's the girl I've told you previously about, the girl that I like. And he goes to me, well, you've got to go up and speak to her. Just look at the guy from yesterday. He wasn't anything special, and he had the balls to go up and speak to the girl and get her number. And like I said, this isn't something I would ever do, but because I had seen the guy the day before, he did it, he didn't fail, that gave me the confidence to actually go up and ask for the number. So I went up to her, asked for a number, we went out on a date. I believe it was that next Friday. And 2 years later, would you believe it? That girl who I asked out, she's my girlfriend. We've been together nearly 2 years now, and we're here living in Marbella together. Now, this isn't me turning the YouTube channel into some form of like relationship or pickup channel. But the moral of the story was, in that moment on that beach in Barcelona on that Saturday, my beliefs were broken. My beliefs around you had to look a certain way to be able to go up and speak to someone. My beliefs around what happens if you actually go up and speak to a hot girl. And even when the guy on that Saturday went up to a girl and he didn't get a number, whatever. Maybe she rejected him, maybe she had a boyfriend. Looking at that and seeing that nothing actually happened, nothing bad happened, he wasn't embarrassed, she just got on with her day and she probably forgot about him 2 seconds later. That broke the belief of what happens if it goes wrong. Because in reality, it's not embarrassing. No one really cares. No one's going to remember that it happened. So it broke my beliefs of what failure would look like. So the point is that we need to create these stories and include these types of stories in our marketing to break the beliefs of our prospects. So if you can tell a story, show a testimonial, or explain or show to the potential customer that their beliefs are false, then they are going to buy from you. So let's use the example of 330K in 8 days. We were promoting a business opportunity, right? It was teaching people basically how to start their own business, build a social media following, and then monetize that following. Now, for the audience that we were targeting, for a lot of them, it was probably like 40 to 60 year olds. So if they were going to build a business on social media, they thought it was a lot of tech stuff, they had to build websites, there was a lot of stuff they were uncomfortable with. So they had a false belief around you had to be this tech expert to build a business online. So what do? We get the clients to tell relatable stories about how when they first started, they weren't very good at tech. Maybe they couldn't really edit a video. Maybe they made a post on Instagram that didn't look very good. Maybe they posted a photo that where, the angle was cut off incorrectly. And we were showing these stories of even though when they first started, their tech didn't go to plan and they weren't very good at it and they still made mistakes. That content and what they did still got them results. It still allowed them to build a following. So that was one part of it. And then on the flip side, we started showing examples and testimonials and stories, showing them how easy it actually was to set up this stuff and that you didn't need to know code. You didn't need to have 10 million different softwares. You didn't need to build a proper website. And that in fact, a lot of their clients were actually making money without having any website at all because they were teaching people how to sign one-on-one clients. So literally all you needed was to get someone to message you and then you could jump on a Zoom call and close them as a client. So there was no real tech needed. So it was attacking that belief from multiple different angles, telling multiple different stories, showing multiple different case studies that allowed us to break the main belief of the prospect and get them to buy. Now, obviously that's just one belief. There's obviously going to be multiple beliefs that can potentially stop your prospect from buying. So it's your job to identify these beliefs, speak to your customers, speak to the leads that didn't buy, speak to other people in your industry. And then when you have that list, then you go and create your marketing. Then you go and create your emails, your sales videos, your ads. And you basically pick a belief and then figure out what story can you tell to break that belief. Now, the key is to obviously make the story relatable. The story that you're telling, the potential prospect has to see themselves in that story and make them feel like either you or someone else was just like them. And that's the only way that they're going to believe that they can actually get the result in the end. Because I know a lot of the time it can be very easy to get caught up in the latest sales funnel, the new sexy offer, the new type of business. And a lot of the time it's just distracting people, getting them to shift their focus just so they can buy the new sexy thing. And the reality behind buyer psychology and consumer behavior is the beliefs that we have, because it's our beliefs that we have that determine the actions that we take. So if we can break and mold the beliefs of our prospects, then it really doesn't matter what sales funnel or marketing process you have. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll catch you on the next one.